Yeah, hi, my name is Dr. John Bellicity, and I'm a chiropractor, but I do a lot of like personal training, rehabilitation, neuromuscular, reeducation, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Very much biomechanically focused. Do we have enough time? Yeah, I've been in sports my whole life, but I really honestly started off with all like my motorcycles and love for like mountain biking and BMX bikes and all that stuff. And I spent a ton of time just like going really fast, pushing the limits, jumping far, doing tricks, all kinds of stupid stuff. Bounced off the ground a bunch, broke a bunch of things, snapped a bunch of things, fractured a bunch of things, and dislocated too many things. And so ultimately that led to a lot of disability early on in my life, like 20 years old. And so my journey began there, right? I had to learn how to rehab myself. I worked with a chiropractor who was a professional bodybuilder at the time as well. I worked with him for like 8 years. He helped me try to figure all this stuff out. And honestly, this was like a hobby that actually turned into this career, right? So it was a long journey. All in all, from the beginning to now is 14 years. And, I'm really stoked to be here. I have fun every day at work. I get to work with great guys like Devon Kinlaw and some other folks. So honestly, yeah, no day is a work day. It's all good fun, so. Honestly, at the end of the day, chiro is a fantastic modality. It addresses the joints problems and anything like that. However, if you don't address all the muscles that are attached to all those joints that you're working with, everything's going to kind of go back to the way it was. If you don't address habitual postures or how people lifting technique, for instance, all of this stuff is going to keep coming back. So honestly, at this stage in my career, everything kind of leads right back into the weight room, right? We can correct so many things through movement. That it's been a kind of primary focus in my practice for the past 3 years. So I'd say the biggest challenge, at least so far, initially is getting folks on board with that idea. A lot of times people are told take that ibuprofen, get that injection, go see that chiro, get a massage, you'll be fine, right? That's how you manage pain and you get through pain. But you don't have to live with it. I've had so many injuries, but as I sit here today, I don't have any pain. I still lift every day. Everything's been really strong, everything's super strong, stronger than I've ever been in my life at this point. So honestly, the biggest challenge is to just get people on board with the idea that that ibuprofen isn't going to save you from all this pain, but how you move your shoulder is going to prevent a lot more pain forever. So the strength is really paramount in this case. So it's everything, yeah. Relationships with, my client base is all referrals. I don't do any marketing. I built it from the ground up. I'm born and raised here, so that was easy to start with anyway. However, my wife's in the industry as well. She's a yoga instructor and a personal trainer, and she's been in Los Gatos for 13 years, something like that, at Yoga Source there. So, between her and I, our network is pretty thick, but everybody we work with is, they're eager to learn and they're eager to actually solve problems through movement. And so that has been fantastic as a referral base, mainly because, if we help some people, word of mouth is everything, right? So that's kind of how I approach this whole thing, so. Yeah, so I'd say if you want to work with me, come knowing that I'm gonna make you move. There's no way around it. But at the same time, I love a good project. So if you've seen a bunch of folks that, a bunch of different doctors, physical therapists, whatever, and you haven't had much luck, I've had a lot of success with those kinds of people that have chronic pain that haven't had any success elsewhere. Because I spend so much time with people and I'm constantly looking for different reasons why that pain even exists. And every session that I work with you is going to be a new session. I don't ever necessarily repeat stuff, especially if it's not working. If it didn't work that one session, we're switching things up immediately. I don't play around. Because at the end of the day, I want to go to bed knowing that, I did everything everything that I could to get you straight. So that's kind of how I approach my techniques here. And I don't have to adjust you, right? If you don't feel like comfortable with adjusting, totally fine. I do tons of muscle work and everything else, so that's just a small portion of what we do here. So as of right now, I've just launched my new business, Forge Strength and Chiropractic. We're getting that off the ground. We're centering it around, again, folks that want to move. We'll have the gym in the office. We're going to have a couple of coaches on staff, including my wife, that is, fantastic coaches, not just your run-of-the-mill guys, but people that I've worked with for a while. Some of you might have already even heard of Coach Mike, but I work with him closely, and he'll be continuing to work with us as well. We're only looking for like that high-level stuff, just because I feel like there's a big gap in the industry right now, especially in the Bay Area, in terms of like that level of stuff. Been working with professional athletes, and that's been a grand old time. But I've been able to actually cater and like really work through a business model and programming around these guys, and it's worked fantastically. And bringing that similar model to the general population, I think is going to have a huge benefit for almost everybody, athlete or non-athlete, doesn't matter. So